If you're relocating to or moving to Denver, Colorado, or the suburbs, you're going to want to know the pros and cons of what it's like to live here. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into the pros and cons of moving to Denver, Colorado. We're going to start with number one, the dry climate of Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, dry climate. We say this a lot to people. Make sure that when you move here, you are, and you have these things in hand: water, chapstick, lotion, and anything else that you feel like will just help
Hydrate.
And hydrate.
So the pro of the dry climate is in those extreme temperatures.
It doesn't feel as extreme. We're not one of those humid states where it is 85, but it feels like it's 100 because of the humidity. Same goes for the winter time. When we're 30, we don't feel like we're 20 or, so forth.
When I'm almost 50, I feel like I'm 20. I act like it sometimes. But the cold and the hot doesn't stick to you. You don't walk out the door on a summer day and just feel sticky.
Yeah, we don't get the nice humid hair, girls.
The second thing on our list, which is kind of like the weather, but it's the altitude.
Yeah.
We are more than a mile high in Denver. And in the suburbs, you can even get higher.
So yeah, they recommend if you are going up into the actual mountains that you stay very well hydrated, because you will just start kind of feeling icky. There's a lack of oxygen that you kind of have to get acclimated to, and it takes a minute.
Things affect you differently here. Alcohol is one of them.
That's
so
true.
If you come out here and you decide you want to go have a couple drinks with friends, beware. That altitude, we have a little bit less oxygen. Alcohol will affect you differently. Don't drink and drive.
No, wherever you are.
Yeah, no matter where you're at. But it does affect you differently, so be aware of that. Altitude does have some positive health effects as well. Athletes from all around the world come to Colorado and train in altitude.
They do. That's why if you watch UFC, you always hear of all these fighters coming to the Denver area to train so they can get, like he was just saying, it gives them that boost of red blood cells just to kind of keep their endurance up for longer amounts of time. It is a real thing.
Yeah, and some research suggests that there are other health benefits with living in altitude as well. Yeah. Brings us to number 3 in our list of pros and cons of living in Denver, Colorado, is the weather.
People think that whatever season we're in, we're getting a bunch of snow. That's not true. Colorado gets about 300-ish days of sun every year. We are a 4-season state, so you will get to enjoy all 4 seasons.
That's right. And you have spring, summer, fall, which are my favorite months. I'm a guy, I do get cold. In my younger days, I would go get the paper without a t-shirt on, but we range from a couple of days of 100-degree weather to in the extreme summertime to a couple of days in the single digits or even sub-zero.
Every once in a while, you'll get probably maybe a week or two worth of single digit or even less.
One of the things about that, though, is as far as our temperatures and the 4 seasons that we have here, that's part of the draw of being able to live in Colorado. You can almost take the calendar and split it into 4 equal sections.
It is true. Yep.
And really be able to enjoy all 4 seasons, unlike many other areas in the nation or the world. Having the mountains right in our backyard is also a plus on those hot days to escape that heat.
Yeah, you can go take a 15-minute drive up the mountain and be about 15 degrees cooler. So that's a nice little perk.
The number 4 pros and cons of living here is winter driving.
Be prepared. There are laws when you actually go up into the mountains. There's tire recommendations. Semis have to chain up. So you just have to be prepared. As long as you're prepared, you should be good and go with the flow of traffic.
Denver does not shut down.
No.
Unlike all these other pansy places that, they get 2 inches of snow. And
Seattle, Texas.
They're done. If you do live here and you have a job or your kids are going to school, you will need to know how to drive in the wintertime.
You will.
Make sure that that car is well maintained.
Yep.
And you have great tread on your tires. And the pros of the winter driving is after a couple of snowstorms, most people really kind of get a feel of it.
Yeah.
And it's really not as hard as many people say. If you're just simply afraid of it, there are courses that you can take all over the place for winter driving.
Yep.
We suggest that you take one, especially if you're a flatlander coming from, I don't know, Miami or Texas.
Yeah. Somewhere, he obviously does not like Texas, and I really don't know why.
The thing that you need to understand, though, is that our highway departments are amazing. They take great care of our streets in the wintertime, make sure that Coloradoans are safe. And that's especially true for Denver. And when you're living in Denver, know that the streets will be pretty well taken care of. Number 5. Number 5 is public transportation and transportation in general.
Yes. Traffic can be congested, just depending on what part of Denver you are living in. If you're downtown, be prepared for rush hour and it taking you probably an extra half an hour.
And it's no different than any other major metropolitan city.
Yeah.
It's important to work with somebody like Beth and I, who we're, depending on your lifestyle and what you need, we can put you in those areas where you have great access to the right roads and the right highways to get you where you want. Guys, we have all sorts of really cool things to help people move or relocate right here to Denver, Colorado. Give us a call. Subscribe, like, comment, send us an email. We'll send you our relocation guide and a lot of tips and tricks on how to make your move easy
and as seamless as possible.
Now, as far as the public transportation system goes, it really depends, again, where you live.
Yeah, if you live close to like a light rail station, you're good to go. But if you don't, that's not an option.
If you're in downtown Denver, the system isn't bad. The further you move away from downtown Denver, that's where the system kind of breaks a little bit, in my opinion. It's not nearly as great as the subway system or the L's of other cities. Number 6, which we're going to talk a little bit about, allergies and pollution.
Yes. Well, on days that we do not have a lot of wind or breeze happening, you will see that brown cloud over Denver. We do have days of poor air quality.
On the news, it'll say, we suggest that you carpool or
Yeah.
Stay indoors, especially for those who have asthma or experiencing
COPD or something like that, a breathing issue.
Along with the pollution,
Yeah.
allergies are an issue here. They're an issue no matter where you go. Because of our dry climate, we have a lot of dry weeds, especially in the late summer and the fall.
There's an uptick in needing the Claritin.
Yeah, and I keep it under control. My favorite is just to pop in a Claritin and go about my day. And oftentimes if I'm without Claritin, I walk around looking like I partake in the whole marijuana thing in Colorado. But guys, that brings us to number 7 on our list on the pros and cons, and that's fire season and fire bans.
Yeah. You will run into both of those, obviously. They go hand in hand. Anyway, we typically do dry out in the summertime. We will get those hot spells and things dry up pretty quickly. So you will hear about bans like almost directly after that. If you are going to go camping in the mountains, to check the conditions before you go, because you might not be able to have an open fire.
No, there are a lot of rules about that. There are ways to get around it. You can have enclosed propane fire stoves, things like that. But also be prepared for your 4th of July celebrations every year. A lot of them do get canceled during 4th of July. There are other areas all across the Front Range that we've never had a hard time finding a nice 4th of July spread. Contrary to what many people around the nation think, every time we have a forest fire, that's all you hear about on the news, and you think that Colorado's always on fire or it's always blizzarding.
Yeah. We're not always on fire, and we're not always a foot under the snow. No, that's not the case at all. Number 8 on our list is
cost of living. And this is the last pro and con that we have on this video. We have other videos where we talk about a few more things, but we wanted to make sure that we kept this as short as possible because I'm windy.
A con of Denver and the cost of living is we are generally a little higher as far as the cost of living goes. Housing prices tend to be a little higher than the national average. So we do have that con on our side.
Right now in Denver, you're looking at a median home price of $555,000. That does not mean that in order to buy a home, you have to have just over $500,000.
Right.
You'll find that you can get into homes for what? Low threes?
Yeah, if you're looking more like condo or townhome. And it also depends on where in Colorado you're looking, because you can find homes in the 3 and 4s.
And you know, we do get a break on groceries and utilities and things like that because we're an energy state. We're also an agricultural state. You know, overall, when you really look into the unemployment is just under 3% in Denver. Yeah. And so that really contributes to higher pay, better salaries, and really helps knock down that
helps
ouch
kind of offset it a little bit.
For the cost of housing.
Yeah.
In conclusion.
Yes.
Now, people don't move here because of how much it costs or, you know, all of these cons that we just went through.
Yeah.
People don't move here for that. They move to Colorado. They move to Denver, Colorado, especially for the lifestyle that we have here.
And the weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
The weather is awesome. You know, I joke around. My nose itches. You know, I joke around a lot about, you know, this is the barbecue capital of the world. I don't know if it is, but to me it is.
In his head it is.
Yeah. Come at me, Texas, right?
If you want to come over for a barbecue, hit us up.
That's right. Come on over. You know, it is. It's the barbecue kind of capital, in my opinion, because we have so many days of sunshine.
We do.
When it snows, that solar shovel goes across the sky and it just melts everything away. So we rarely have snow on the ground for very long. In the summertime, if it's just too hot to hang out in your backyard, we just jump in our car and drive right up the hill, get out of the heat, have some fun. Those are the things that we love about living in Denver. We've raised a family here. We've worked here. We've started multiple businesses here that are successful, and this is where our friends, our family, and everything that we know is. If we missed something in these videos, something that you really want to know about,
or something that you have a question about and would like us to make a video about, let us know. Drop us a line.
That's right. Comment.
Yeah.
Give us a call at this phone number right here.
Yeah.
And make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring that little
bell
just to be notified every time we come out with a new video. Yeah. Guys, I am Nate.
And I am Beth.
And together,
we're NateandBeth.com. Peace.
We'll talk with you soon.